Praise God. Praise God. Morning, church. The heckler over there. I love this church. I do. I always say that, right? I love this church. You know what else I love? I love that I can rest on God's promise. On God's promises. I can. Notice I didn't say anxiously waiting God's promises, but I can rest in His promises. You ever anxiously wait for something? I know me, and man, I'm back and forth. All I can think about is if it's going to happen or not. I start dramatizing, stressed out. I start my own monologue as if it wasn't going to happen, what I'm going to say, what I'm going to do, right? Then it happens, and it's like, oh, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Or it doesn't happen, and I play it out. God tells us in Philippians 4:6, don't be anxious for nothing. Listen, that includes waiting. Don't anxiously wait. I know we say that in passing as if it's a good thing. We wait in expectancy. We wait because we're hopeful. We wait because we're excited, but not because we're anxious. I think I'm going to be talking to some people today, but God has put some promises, has made some promises to each and every one of us, not just His Word with instructions, but maybe something He's put on your heart, a desire, something you have, maybe a breakthrough. Maybe God has made your marriage, your relationship, your children. And I'm going to tell you, don't give up. Stay committed. Your harvest is coming. It's coming. In 1 Corinthians 15-58, therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. But Dennis, I'm staying in there. I keep doing it, man. Nothing's happening. Look, how many times are we going through the motions? I'm going to tell you, a lot of times we walk away from our promises before the harvest has ever been had. But maybe we're physically there, but I'm going to tell you, a lot of times we've checked out mentally. Just being present is not always going to do the deal. Listen, look, he says, let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. When we are anxious, we're doubtful, we're questioning whether we can expect it or not. And we tend to treat it as such. We tend to treat the harvest and God's promises almost as if it's a lottery ticket. I put in my ticket, we'll see what happens, whatever. And but we're not, guys. We got to treat His promise is a harvest. His harvest is the promise. And when we're not doing it expectantly, when we've already checked out, that means we're not watering it. It means a lot of times we're speaking doubt into it. We're paying more attention to the weeds we see. Maybe that's because we see them. We don't see what's happening underground. So we put more faith into the weeds. We tend to curse it, and we've walked away before we've ever physically walked away from it. But when we're expectant of the harvest, when we're expectant of His promise, when we know that we're planting, just like the farmer, we're planting the seed expecting a harvest, then you'll find yourself nurturing it, tending to it. You'll put it in fertile soil. You'll remove the weeds as they pop up because you know the harvest is coming. You won't walk away from it. Start speaking life into your promises. Your relationships, your jobs, your finances, your healing. Do it as if you know the promotion's coming when you go to work. Your marriage, speak life into your marriage, not into the weeds and the trash of your marriage, but the good things. Speak life into it as if it's a great marriage, As if you are the happiest couple in the world. As if you're going to celebrate that 50th year anniversary. Because you will. You will. Do it as if your child's going to have that breakthrough. And they're going to have that next level in their relationship with God. There's going to be freedom. Speak to it as if. And do it as if the floodgates of blessings are going to be poured out into your life when it comes to our finances. Guys, stay the course. Stay committed. God is faithful. And rest in that expectancy. Father God, as we're preparing our hearts today,